welcome back to my channel. First thing before I get into the video, I think I want to change up my background again, which is probably neither here nor there to any of you guys. You're like, Stephanie, we literally don't give a fuck, but I give a fuck. This background is a vintage speaker and I love it, but I feel like it doesn't work for YouTube. I feel like everything is just so brown and I feel like I want to make my background look like this again, which is what I had in Spain. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, into the video. But before we do, I have to say a huge thank you to Pocket Styler for sponsoring today's video. For those of you who love fashion and styling, Pocket Styler is the mobile game for you. It's like playing dress up, but for adults. And it is addictive. For every look you style and submit, you can earn in-game cash to purchase more expensive and fancier designer items. So in the game, you attend events that have look requirements, and you have to base your outfit on the criteria. Other game players then vote on your look versus others, and if you win, you may earn a spot on the stylist leaderboard. If you're a really good stylist and your outfits keep winning, you could become the next trendsetter. You can also roast or praise other players' looks, so it can get quite competitive. I've been playing whenever I'd usually be mindlessly scrolling social media, so when I'm waiting in the car, waiting on my food in a cafe, you guys know how it is. Now, I'm not gonna lie, and you guys will probably know yourselves, I am no fashion buff. In fact, I pretty much suck at fashion. I live my life in leggings and band t-shirts, but interestingly enough, playing Pocket Styler, I know it's a mobile game and all, but it has given me so much outfit inspiration that I then have been transferring into real life. And did I mention that real life brands, like real life designer brands, are featured in the game? So if any of you guys are into fashion or into styling or into putting outfits together, this is the game for you. You will love it. Pocket Styler is free to download. Link will be in the description box down below, or you can download the game by simply scanning this QR code directly from your phone, and is available for both Android and iOS. Download Pocket Styler today and see if you can beat my outfits. You probably can. So in today's video, we are discussing a sad topic, really. Well, it's not really that sad because all these girls have totally blossomed, totally made absolute successes out of their lives, but it's quite an emotional topic for me because it hits home. Now, the title of this video probably seems really dramatic, and that's YouTube clickbait for you, but also it's kind of the truth. And trust me, nobody knows better than me what it feels like to grow up feeling like the most hideous girl on the face of the earth and to feel like the ugliest member of your family. And I have made a few videos about my experience growing up as the ugly duckling, and I know firsthand the impact on your self-esteem the feeling of growing up ugly can have on the rest of your life, to be honest. So anyway, enough about me. Let's get into the video at hand and let's start delving into some of the celebrity influencers who I believe felt kind of similar to me when they were growing up and felt like they were the ugly duckling of the family. So let's start with the beautiful Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid fascinates me. Coming from a family with a former supermodel as her mother, billionaire as her father, and model as her older sister, Bella has undergone a huge physical transformation in her short life. Like, she's only 26. And I personally think that it's because she felt like the ugly duckling of her family. I can kind of understand why she may have felt like that. Bella's mum is Lange Hadid, a professional model in the 90s from the Netherlands. Bella's older sister Gigi is also a professional model and, like her mother, is blonde, blue-eyed, and has that all-American look, as her own mother puts it. Bella, on the other hand, does not. Bella was born closely resembling her father Mohammed Hadid's side of the family, and Mohammed is Palestinian. So unlike her sister Gigi, who closely resembles her mother's Dutch ancestry, Bella did not. Although she did inherit her mother's fair hair and light eyes as a child, Bella seems to have inherited her facial features from her father's side of the family, which shouldn't be a problem, except that in this instance, it seems that it was. The mother, Yolanda Hadid, has made no secret of the fact that she expected her daughters to become successful models, like her. She is literally on record, on film, advising her daughter Gigi to eat a handful of almonds when Gigi called her, saying that she was so hungry that she felt sick, and getting cross with Gigi when she tried to eat some of her own bloody birthday cake. Now, whilst we haven't seen much evidence of Yolanda treating Bella in the same way, we can only assume that she likely would, considering we've seen the way she treated Gigi, who in her eyes was the perfect model. Now, Bella may not have looked like her mother's version of all-American perfection, but the truth is, Bella was always beautiful. She had glowing skin, a happy smile, and in all honesty, her nose suited her. And I love that she had such strong ties to her Palestinian ancestors. The family genes and resemblance was so strong, and I for one would be so proud of it. However, Bella clearly wasn't. She has recently revealed that growing up, she felt that she had a weird face, and has admitted that she was bullied for the way she looked and her features. She also revealed that compared to Gigi, who she considered to be outgoing and cool, she herself felt like the ugly sister, the brunette, not as outgoing, not as cool. Which I suppose is why then at the tender age of 14, she actually took the step to undergo a surgical rhinoplasty, aka a nose job. Not only to slim down her natural nose, but to change its shape entirely. Now, instead of closely resembling her father and her brother and his side of the family, Bella began to look very different. Bella also began dyeing her hair dark brown from a young age when she naturally had fair hair like her mum and sister. Why would she do that when it seems that she actively wanted to look more like them than her father's side of the family? Why not keep her blonde hair? My thoughts is that she may have dyed her hair darker to kind of step away from being compared unfavorably to her mum and sister and to be seen as separate. And considering they were both professional models, and at the time she wasn't, I think she felt that compared to them, she simply wasn't very pretty. Now, I could totally be projecting my own insecurities and my own past life experiences onto Bella here. I could be totally wrong, and she never felt that way. Bella herself says that she began dyeing her hair dark at the age of 14 as she felt it suited her dark personality, and she didn't want people to look at her as a carbon copy of her sister Gigi. And her face wasn't the only aspect of her appearance that Bella felt wasn't good enough growing up. She has recently opened up about feeling insecure about her body too, saying that she felt self-conscious about her big hips and that she wished she had a body that looked more like Gigi's. Isn't that so sad? I think we can all agree that Bella is super stunning now, but the fact of the matter is that she was always stunning, like she was born gorgeous. I feel like it's so easy for us to see the beauty in other people, but not so easy to see the beauty in yourself. I feel like when we look in the mirror, it's so easy to just see what we think of as flaws. Yet when we look at other people, we see what we deem to be their best features. I wish that growing up, Bella would have been able to recognize how absolutely gorgeous she was and kind of appreciate her features for what they were and where they came from, because now, in her mid-20s, she actually regrets having the nose job at 14, and she says that she wishes she would have kept the nose of her ancestors because she thinks she would have grown into it. On the plus side, Bella has now become a professional model in her own right, surpassing even her famous mum and sister in the modeling arena. Bella has modeled for the likes of Dior, Marc Jacobs, Victoria's Secret, Givenchy, Tom Ford, and Chanel, amongst others. So she's doing pretty well for herself professionally, which is so nice to see. Not to mention, this week, she was also honored at the prestigious Fashion Awards as Model of the Year. I'm so proud of Bella for overcoming her insecurities to carve out a successful career for herself. Okay guys, let's move on to Kylie Jenner. I think that she felt growing up that she was the black sheep, or that she was the ugly duckling of her family, because she's basically come out and said as much. Just like Bella, judging by Kylie's crazy physical transformation, I think I'm on the right track here. Kylie, like Bella, grew up in an image-obsessed family, a family who became famous for essentially being famous, and whose fame and fortune relied on them maintaining their good looks. Both Kim and Kendall were professional models, and Kylie desperately wanted to be one too. But as we saw in an old episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, no one really thought that Kylie was capable of becoming a model, not like the beautiful Kendall. I feel really sad watching that episode because I kind of just know what Kylie was feeling. I think the fact that her mum was making such a big deal over Kendall's beautiful looks and the fact that Kendall was becoming a model like that, and Kylie clearly wanted to become a model too, but everyone shut her down. I feel like that just put a huge dent in her self-confidence at such a young, impressionable age, and I don't think she's ever really recovered from that. And that's only what we saw on camera, so who knows what happened in that family behind closed doors. Kylie grew up feeling super insecure in her looks, which I think is obvious now when you look at the crazy transformation she's had over the years. And she's still only 25 years old. Kylie has changed just about every aspect of her natural appearance, from her nose to her lips to her jawline to her chin to her eyes, brows, hairline, boobs, booty, hips. But why? Well, Kylie herself has come out and said that she grew up feeling insecure about her lips. She said that after one of her first kisses, the boy made a comment about how thin her lips were, and she felt insecure about them ever since. And let's be real, Kylie did have thin lips, and now she doesn't. But despite what our beauty standards would have you believe, thin lips aren't a flaw. And I think they suited Kylie. They suited her, and she had such a gorgeous smile. Not to mention, her lip shape seems to have been inherited from her maternal grandmother, Mary Jo, her mum, Chris's mum. I doubt anyone told Mary Jo that her lips were too thin back in the 50s, because honestly, thin lips simply weren't considered a flaw back then. It's only our generation who has decided that every single woman must have big, pouty lips despite what the rest of your facial features look like, and that if you don't, you have to either overdraw them with makeup to make them appear bigger, or inject them with chemicals to actually make them bigger. Both of which Kylie ended up doing. Interestingly enough, fellow celebrity Keke Palmer shared her thoughts on Kylie Jenner's transformation in 2016, saying, For years, the whole world damn near agreed that she was ugly. A child. That girl was a child and she was bullied and named ugly, and not as a character but as herself. And unlike some that experienced such ridicule, she had the dollars to change. She fixed what the world said was broken, and it worked. Basically, in Kiki's opinion, she reckons that Kylie altered her entire appearance to become more liked and to be perceived as beautiful. Another interesting thing that I think is worth noting is that Kylie now seems to be repeating this vicious cycle and projecting her insecurities onto her daughter Stormi. While most people, when pregnant, are praying for a healthy baby, a smooth pregnancy, or straightforward labor, Kylie was praying about her future child's looks. She says, I prayed and prayed that she would have my big eyes, and she has the biggest eyes ever, and she has like my forehead. And the one thing I was insecure about, she has. She has the most perfect lips in the whole entire world. She didn't get those from me, I think her dad. It's just sad to me that Kylie was clearly so affected by her looks growing up and her insecurities that she would change herself to such a crazy degree, and that now she seems concerned about her daughter's looks as well. I just feel like it's just going to continue this crazy vicious cycle of this family being so obsessed and so preoccupied with what they physically look like. On the plus side for Kylie, she did not let her childhood insecurities hold her back. She harnessed those insecurities and, like Bella, turned them into a successful business for herself. Instead of becoming a professional model like her sisters Kim and Kendall like she originally wanted to do, instead, she created a makeup brand that began with, you guessed it, lip products. Kylie Cosmetics is now valued at $1.2 billion, with Kylie selling off a majority stake in her company to Coty Inc. for $600 million back in 2019. She is now a mother of 2 and seems to be quite happy with her lot in life. I love to see someone take their insecurities, turn them around, and use them to advantage, so good on you, Kylie. Then we have Kylie's older sister, Khloe. Poor Khloe. From the moment she burst onto the fame scene back in 2007 in Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she began being shamed for being the ugly sister out of herself, Kim and Kourtney. She was told that she was too big, too fat, too tall, that she wasn't as pretty as her sisters, and that she couldn't possibly be fully related to them, and that she must have a different father. Which, to be fair, if you look into it, it seems that she might, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. If Robert Kardashian accepted Khloe and raised her as his own, then she was. She may physically resemble her rumored father, Kris Jenner's former hairdresser Alex Roldan, and to be fair, a lot of clues point to the fact that he may well be Khloe's father. I mean, Khloe's middle name is Alexandra, and Kylie accidentally posted, then deleted this picture of them together calling him her father. The issue is not that she may have a different biological father to her sisters. The issue is that the reason people made such a big deal out of it is because they perceive Khloe to be much less attractive than her sisters, which frankly is just so unfair. Khloe herself says that she used to be super confident and never felt bad about herself until she began appearing on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and people started telling her that she was ugly and that she should feel insecure about her looks. Khloe has since gone on to drastically alter the way her body looks and her face, with rumored repeated BBLs and fat injections and liposuction, and now slimming right down and removing said bum enlarging substances. And she has also undergone a nose job in order to thin out her nose and change its shape. Which again is just quite a shame considering that Khloe was gorgeous from the get-go. There was nothing wrong with Khloe. Like, she didn't need to change anything. It's just crazy the way that society can make us feel about ourselves even when there's nothing wrong with us. We're not flawed. We're not ugly ducklings. We're not the black sheep. Sometimes we're just different. And sometimes it just takes a while to grow into your features and kind of appreciate them for what they are. And I truly think, like, well, for me anyway, that like learning about your ancestry and learning like why you have the features that you do can go a long way in making you appreciate them more and stop looking at the way you look from society's point of view and looking at yourself and pointing out all the features that don't fit today's beauty standards, but instead being like, well, my nose came from this ancestor. This is why my lips are this shape. This is why my skin is this color. I just feel like it can make you appreciate your looks on a much deeper level. Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave this video here. I love your guts, and I'll see you in my next video.